Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. Hey guys, I want to tell you about a really great product that I highly recommend. And before I do that, I want to tell you that when I started with sublimation, one of the things that I found that inks were so expensive, the paper was super expensive. It was really difficult for me to determine if cost-wise I was able to do sublimation. But lo and behold, now Cola has this bundle kit, a sub kit that has paper, ink, your needles. It has a substrate in here that you can sublimate directly to, which in my case is a mouse pad. So I'm going to show this kit to you. This is like the best ink and paper on the market. Like seriously, I love a sub. So in this bundle kit, it comes with the mouse pad. This is your substrate, so you can sublimate directly onto this mouse pad. It also comes with your syringes. The only thing that you would, your needles, the only thing you would need to get is syringes. It does not come with the syringes, and it also has the gloves in here. So you have your needles, and it's a total of 4. And you have 1 for each color because it's always good to keep the same, using the same colors. So you have all 4 of your A sublimation or A sub inks. And then underneath here, if you thought that was it, it's not. You have your A sub paper. And this is 8.5 by 11 and it's 125 GSM. Okay. So this A sub paper and ink alone, guys, is worth the price that you would pay for it. So you can get this on Amazon, and I'll link it in the description. But you can get this on Amazon for less than $30. I was paying $80 just for the ink when I started sublimation, and I'm not playing with you. I was paying $80. I paid $80 for my first ink with Inkscape. Ink X Pro, I think that was it, Ink X Pro. I paid $80. But you're going to get your ink, your needles, your paper, and also this bundle came with, like I said, the mouse pad substrate. $28. It's like $28 and some change right now. Now, don't quote me on it because you know prices are subject to change. But right now, guys, less than $30, you can get this bundle kit. So I'm going to be using this today to do these 4 coasters so I can show you how beautiful this ink and paper is together. Now I'm using the Epson Workforce 7720. That's the printer that I have. They no longer sell them. I don't know if you can get them on eBay or something like that or Facebook Marketplace, but I love my Epson Workforce 7720. Never had any problems with it. Highly recommend it if you can find it. And it prints up to 13 by 19. Okay, so stay tuned because I'm going to do a video tutorial on that today with a large clock. Okay, but right now, let's get started. We're going to sublimate 4 coasters on 1 sheet of paper. That's our goal. Let's see how we can do it. All right. All right, guys, here we are inside of Cricut Design Space. I have uploaded the images that I'm going to be using to do my coasters. And it did exceed the size limits for Cricut to put them all on 1 sheet of paper. So it's actually going to print on 2 of the 8.5 by 11 A sub pieces of paper. It's going to take 2 of them. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move them since it's going to jump anyway. But I have my coaster set at 3.8 by 3.8. Which is large enough to cover the entire coaster. Okay, so I don't want any white space showing. And once I get my images in there, I'm just going to group it just to keep them all you know, kind of in order. And then we're going to go ahead and click on Make It. Now you can see it's going to be 2 separate sheets of paper. And so what we're going to do is anytime you're doing sublimation, except for when you're using like a glass clock, you would do for them to be mirrored. So we're going to mirror both of these. Okay. And other than that, we are ready to rock and roll. So we're going to go ahead and get these printed out. So I'm going to go to continue here in the bottom right corner, and I'm going to select send to printer. And we're going to be using my Epson Workforce 7720. And we don't want any bleeding there. We'll use our printer networks settings. So when I do sublimation, why in the word? Okay, I'm like, why did that come up? All right, so I'm going to reselect my 7720 and preferences. And we're going to put it in paper cassette 1. And under quality, I'm going to do more settings, and I'm going to move that all the way up to the top for quality. And under more options, we're going to remove high speed. And at this point, I'm ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to hit OK. Make sure I got everything else. 8.5 by 11 paper. And let me get my paper in my printer. Give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm going to load. All right. Just getting my paper loaded here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit print. And we'll get that first one printed out. So again, I got these coasters at Michael's, and we've sized them at 3.8 by 3.8. All right, so I'm going to pause you here until they finish printing, and then we'll come back and I'll come up on camera so we can walk through the heat press portion together. All right, we got our first ones printed out. So now we're going to go back to Cricut, and we're going to click on our second printing or images, second set of images, and do the same thing. Send to printer. We're going to select the 7720, remove the bleed, use our system dialog, and print. Okay. And I just do the same thing. Make sure I got paper cassette 1. We're going to set our quality all the way over to the far right. Okay. And we're going to remove high speed. Go back, paper cassette 1. Everything else looks good. And print. All right, so we're going to let this one print, and then I'm going to come up on camera just to show you what they look like. One of the great things about sublimation, especially with the A-Sub paper and ink, guys, when we put the heat to this, you are going to be really, really amazed at the output. It is going to be gorgeous. I'm forecasting that, and I'm not even done yet. I've worked with A-Sub paper and ink for quite some time, and I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you it's amazing together. So, like I said, when you do a sub, the colors, when they first print out, they're going to be very dull. But once we put that heat on it, oh my God, it's going to come to life. And I'm telling you now, because of the colors that I'm using, I just know this is going to be absolutely gorgeous. All right. So I'm going to let the second set of images print out, and then we're going to get started here. I'll come up on camera for everything else. All right. Oh, these colors are going to be amazing when we apply that heat. Oh my God. So these are our images. And for those of you that are new to Cricut, when you first print it out, it's going to have this registration mark around it. And that's because if you put it into your printer, not your printer, but your cutting machine for Cricut to cut it, it's going to look for those registration marks so that it'll know actually where to cut. So I always try to make sure that I give it a minute before I touch the images, because you do want the ink to kind of dry. Sometimes you may end up with a little bit of black on your project or in your project, and you're like, where did that come from? It came from your ink when it was still wet. And trust me, I've learned the hard way. So I like to share as much as possible to keep you from ending up, especially if it's something that you're making for a client. You don't want to waste product, because product is money. All right, so I'm just cutting this out because I'm not going to have Cricut to cut it for me. So I'm just cutting out each little square. Look at how pretty that is. Look at those colors. And if it's like that now, can you just imagine when we apply this? I'm telling you, this coaster set is going to be amazing. I started to put each one of my granddaughter's names on here, but I only have 3 granddaughters, so that's not going to work. Then I thought about putting goddesses' names on here, but I looked it up. I couldn't pronounce some of the names. I'm not ashamed to say it. I could not. So, somebody's going to ask me, what does that say? And I'm going to be like, So don't go embarrassing yourself, Doris. All right, so look at that one. Absolutely gorgeous. This is my favorite. This is like absolutely my favorite one. And again, guys, I generated these images, these digital images. I generated them in Creative Fabrica. So check me out on Creative Fabrica. Up under my name on Creative Fabrica is Candoris48. So look me up. I have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. I don't know how many images. But I have so many digital images that this bundle is going to really serve me a great purpose, because I got my ink, I got my paper, I got my needles, my gloves, and I'm ready to go. I think I'm going to use one of these images on the mouse pad that came with this bundle. I think I'm going to use one of these images. I think the one I said is my favorite. I think I'm going to put that one on the mouse pad because I absolutely love it. And then, but I'll do another video for that. I won't keep you here all day because I know you want to spend time with your families for the rest of Black Friday and Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. I'm staying in the house. I ain't spending a dime. All right, guys. Anytime you're doing sublimation on glass or ceramic, tiles, what have you, you always want to wipe them down, and I've already done that. You want to wipe them down with alcohol, just so that you don't have any smears or anything on them. I may even do it again, only because I've touched them a couple of times since I wiped them down. But we're just going to take and put some alcohol on here and make sure that we don't have any smears or anything on our tiles. Okay, so y'all know I'm not 100% when it comes to walking, so give me a second here. Let me get myself together. All righty. but I'm getting there every day. I'm getting there. You guys see, I don't have to walk with crutches and canes and scooters and all that. So my physical therapy is coming along. All right. So just use a little alcohol, wipe them down, and just give it a chance to kind of air dry, because you want the best output, okay? We want the best output on these. We don't want to find out the hard way that we had a smear or smudge or something, you know, on there. So we're gonna let these air dry. And again, we're gonna heat press these at about, I think it was 350 according to the, 356, 180 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes, okay? So anytime you're doing glass tiles and stuff like that, your heat press time is longer. Also, make sure you mirror your image. All right. And then we're going to take one just to go back over them and make sure that they are dry. And then we're going to use a little piece of heat tape because I don't want any slip-ups on this whatsoever. No slip-ups, because I have already predicted outstanding. I've already predicted outstanding, guys, so I got to make it outstanding. You know, I got to stick to my word. All right, so we are ready now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each image and we're going to place our coaster face down. And we're going to take and put a little piece of tape on each one. Guys, I ordered this tape off of Amazon, and it is so much better than that tape, that brown tape that's like thin edges. I don't know if I had mine too long or what the case was, but it got to where it just didn't want to stick to nothing, like absolutely nothing. But this tape right here is amazing. All right, so we're going to get this heat tape on here. And again, this is to keep your image from shifting. And we're going to remove the plastic or the rubber mat that's on the bottom of the heat press. We're going to remove that because we want to be able to close our heat press to get the right pressure. And so I'm going to go ahead and you're just going to place tape on them just like that. Okay. And I'm going to finish up these 3 and then I'll meet you at the heat press. Okay. 356 for 2 minutes is what we're going to heat press these at. Make sure you wipe them down with alcohol, let them dry. And before you sublimate on them, remove your remove your rubber mat at the bottom of your heat press. Remove that so that we can close it all the way, because you want as much pressure as possible. Okay, so you don't want to mess that up. So I won't increase the video time by taping all these. I just showed you how I did that one, and I just put a little piece of tape on the front, on the back side. I'm sorry, on the back side. We're going to use, I think I'll put a piece of butcher paper. I may put butcher paper on the top when I get ready to press these, but you'll see all that in here in just a moment. So I'll be right back at the heat press, okay? All right, guys, here we are at the heat press. You can see that I removed my rubber mat. We're going to press these 356 for 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes. I'm just going to put a piece of butcher paper on top here. And we're going to go ahead and close this down. And that is not tight as I thought it was going to be. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to press for 2 minutes and then I'll come back. All right. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. right, we're gonna see what we got here. Yep, and they are definitely not ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these. That's why it's always good to have tape on them, guys. I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna put my rubber mat back on and then close it, because it seems like it wasn't tight enough. And if you get that, always check them before you take them, you know, before you move your paper, remove your paper, because we don't want these not to be pretty as I've predicted they will be. All right, so I'm going to go back in for a little bit longer, and then we will come back. I don't want to move my paper. All right. Maybe too tight. All right, let me get this situated, and then we'll come back. All right, guys. We're going to see what we got. Now, this time I did remove the butcher paper and put a piece of Teflon sheet to try to see if that was a little bit more weighted to help hold that top paper down. Oh, yeah. I think we got it. Yep, got it. That worked. All right, so let's take a look. Let me get my other heat glove, guys. Do not lift these babies without these heat gloves on, because they are hot and you don't want to burn yourself. Okay, so here's our first one, and I'm just going to double check, make sure I don't have any ghosting. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my God. And I'm kind of glad that it ghosted at first, so that I can show you that all you have to do is put it right back on the press. Don't lift that paper up. Look how gorgeous those colors are. Oh my God. Okay. I'm getting excited. So that's one. Trying to get this tape off my glove. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh, that one got a little bit of ghosting on it. If you guys can see that, it kind of shifted. So I'm going to count that one out. Let's take a look at this one. Colors are still good. Ooh, look at that one. Oh, so pretty. All right. And let's take a look at this one. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So for some reason, this one kind of shifted in there. And that's what we call ghosting, guys, where you can see like double of the image. So she's a wash, but the colors are still beautiful. But she's a wash. So we have a 3 set now of our coasters instead of a 4 set. Okay. All right, there we have it. Let me cut my heat press off. All right, so one of the things that I would recommend when doing these to keep from getting that ghosting issue is maybe put a piece of tape on each side, on all 4 sides, and that could have prevented that ghosting. These turned out absolutely beautiful with that A-sub paper and A-sub ink. Look at those colors. So pretty. So vibrant. And that one is my favorite. So this is the one I'm going to put on the mouse pad. So stay tuned for that one. Okay. But we sublimated 356 for 2 minutes. Actually, it was longer than 2 minutes only because I saw that ghosting. And so I put them back in to have them actually, not have that ghosting. But unfortunately for this one, I can't fix the double visionness of it. Once it happens, it's pretty much a wrap. So we'll say that she's a special goddess. Okay, we'll call her double vision goddess. Okay, because I'm not gonna trash her. These are mine anyway, so we'll still keep her, even though she has a little bit of ghosting in there. Okay. All right, guys. So I will put the link to the ASA bundle in the description. Less than $30, guys. Look at those colors. You can get this bundle kit with the paper, the needles, the ink, and like I said, this one came with the substrate already in there, which is the mouse pad. Okay. So if you have any questions about sublimation, please chime in the comments. If you're in my Facebook group, you can ask in the Facebook group. But I think overall, these turned out absolutely amazing. So I wanted to show you how well you can get your sublimation colors, because I get a lot of people to say their colors are off. But you can see these colors are clearly what we showed in Cricut Design Space. They printed out exactly the same, minus the double vision. Okay. 8.5 by 11, 125 GSM for the paper, and you guys can rock and roll with that. Again, remember, I paid 80 something bucks for ink when I first started. That was just for the ink alone. Okay, so this bundle set is a deal that you can get with the ASUB. Again, I'll link it in the description. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. If you're currently following me via Facebook or my YouTube channel, I want to thank you guys so much for your love and your support that way. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please follow me via Facebook. I'll link my Facebook group also in the comments. And other than that, guys, my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye.